Hey guys, it's the Tinman, sitting amongst where our friends sit. It's a great hangout place. Who wouldn't want to come here and hang out in the daytime and hide away when you need to? Rarely used. Can kind of see what the advantage is here. If you really think about the traffic, I'm actually at a 3-point intersection. So the traffic's not that bad, and I'm at, let's say probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, heading to that way. Tons and tons of signs plucked away to the hard stuff. Looks like there might even been almost cut there or something. Another thing I noticed here, it's an interesting thought to put into the thought box. You see this root ball we have here? This one here has all been pre-hacked off. There's not really much of a root at all coming down there. I personally would have thought that could be an advantage for catching fish. But if you think about it, maybe it's a disadvantage for the big guys reaching under there for whatever reason. Maybe it's a bit of a safety thing for how the kids really do play. You know, they're really, really young, so they wouldn't get tangled up under there. I personally once was in a little bit of a tubing expedition where there was 4 of us. Me and another guy that were the 19-year-olds in the group, and then a couple of young kids. And one of the kids, and we're talking a river that is much, much more than this. Much, much more than this. Anyways, so, yeah, the one kid, he's just lucky. Say if we were actually going this way, he went under, and just by luck, and I'm going by fast, very fast on my tube. By luck, I was by the gift of, you know, his life being spared, we all believed that I was just going by in close enough range where I could reach over there. And I was a pretty healthy young guy then. And I stuck my hand under, put it on top of his head, because he was just getting crammed into the corner. And it was the last moment of his head being there before it went under and was wherever. I reached, grabbed it, and pushed it, and his tube came to, and they came out like that. And if I would have not had that chance, I would have went past, and I wouldn't have been able to get back to him. So we would have been relying on some other miracle, let's put it that way. If we look at that root ball on this big tree, I talk about it, guys. Look at the size of that mama. Look at the size of her, and look at her root ball. Nothing was long, sticking out like this, like from this view. I mean, sure, there's might be a couple of 1-footers and 2-footers and stuff doing that, but there's nothing that indicates that there was a 20-footer or a 10-footer, like that kind of mass. Stuff is growing a lot faster, and it's a lot of surface roots. It's not how I was under the impression that a lot of depth roots. See how we start to see a couple of depth ones off of these outside ones? Well, these outside ones that you see right now, and you see along here and stuff, those probably come into a lot of consideration with the sucker growth that they do, the fast stimulated growth that they do. Peace out from the team. Well, no, it's only 5 minutes, so thanks for joining in. I'll give you a little zoom down here, and then I'm gonna cut her out.